Hello, Assalamu alaikum, students. This is your teacher Asna, and I teach business and accounting to O&M level students. I'm not sure that you can hear me or not, so I think I should maybe use AirPods. Just give me a second. Okay, students. So as you can see that we have this paper, uh, paper one, variant two, and yes. So we are going to start this paper, students. This is IGCSE O levels business studies paper one and variant two, March 2025. This is one of the latest. Hmm. So let's see its questions and answers. Okay, so as you can see that we have its first case study, so I just want you to read it first of all by your own. We are just directly going to see the question. First of all, we have the first question that identify the two motivators from Herzberg theory of motivation. So, student, this is the identification person where we need to identify only nothing else. We will, we will identify. That's it. Uh, identify the two motivators from the theory, and then explain to do you think secondly because we are saying each person. First of all, motivator for the husband theory is the same. Meaning that we should give to your employee. The second motivator is vision, meaning that we should give employees strategic performance. Next person is identify key features that they will be few levels of management. The short few level of management, and there's a wide span of control. It means that managers supervise more employees. The next person that outlined the two advantages to American Canada of operating in a niche market. So first of all, in the niche market, we know that there are fewer competition, there are fewer companies. So that is why this is our advantage that there is a less competition. Because the market is specialized, fewer businesses target the same customers, making it easier. And the second advantage is that we are able to charge higher prices because in the niche market, most of the time the products are specialized. That is why we are able to charge the higher prices. So customers in niche markets are often willing to pay more for the specialized high quality products or services, and it will be increasing the profit margins. Next question is that explain the two sources of finance Amir and Carla could use if they decide to expand. So the first source is the bank loan, and its explanation is that Amir and Carla could borrow a lump sum from a bank and repay it over time with interest, and this would allow them to access a large amount of capital to buy property, furnish a new hotel, and cover setup costs as a hotel is a fixed asset with a huge high value, and it would be used as a collateral, making it easier to get approval. And but however, you don't need to write this, but I just write it down here. However, they must ensure the business can generate enough revenue to repay the loan and interest. Second source they have that is the retail profit. So they could use the profits earned from the existing luxury hotel instead of borrowing. This avoid interest payments and debt. This is one of the advantage, and keeping control of the business in their hands. But if they use too much of their retained profits, so they might have less money to left for the maintenance, staff training, and unexpected costs in the current hotel. Last question of this case study is that do you think secondary market research is the most appropriate type of market research for a business to use when deciding whether it should expand? Justify your answer. So, secondary market research can be useful because it is a cheaper and quicker way to obtain, information than primary research, giving Amir and Carla an overview of the demand in the new city. So it can help them identify the tourism trends, customer demographics, and the seasonal demand. However, it may be outdated or not specific to their type of luxury hotel, meaning it might not give an accurate picture of their niche market. Primary research such as customer surveys or focus group in the new city could give more relevant insights into the customer preference and willingness to pay. Overall, now we need to write the conclusion as well. Overall, secondary market research is good starting point because it is cost effective and gives the broad background information. But to make a confident expansion decision, Amir and Carla should combine the secondary research with primary research to ensure the data is reliable and tailored to their niche market. Uh, Next case study we have about the Rachel's business. I would suggest that you should read the case study by yourself. First of all, we have to define a sole trader. So, sole trader is a business owned and controlled by one person who makes all the decisions and keeps all the profits, but also has unlimited liability for any business debts. And in the B part, identify the two ways a government can support business startups. So, first way is that government provide grants or low interest loans to help with initial costs. Number two, the government can offer training and advice for entrepreneurs to improve the business skills. C is that outline the two ways Rachel could increase sales for her best-selling product. First of all, she could improve promotion, and second one, she could introduce the discounts or special offers. For example, advertising on social media or offering the free samples to attract more customers and encourage repeat purchases. Way two is that suggest buy one get one free to boost short-term sales and attract the price-sensitive customers in the competitive market. Next is that explain two reasons why quality is important to Rachel business. First of all, that it will be helpful for him. So because in a competitive market, producing the high quality chocolate bars helps the Rachel build a strong brand image, and gain a customer loyalty. Satisfied customers are more likely to make repeat purchases and recommend her products to others, which can increase sales over time. And second one is ability to charge the prices. So high quality allows Rachel to position her chocolate bars as premium products, justifying the highest price, and this can increase her profit margins and make her business stands out from competitors who may compete mainly on the price. Last question, that do you think price scheming is the best pricing method for a business to use when introducing a new product? Justify your answer. So price scheming involves setting a high initial price when a new product is launched and lowering it over time. This could work well if Rachel new chocolate bar is unique or has special features. As customers want to try it first, may be willing to pay more, and it can help her quickly recover research and development cost. However, in a competitive market, higher prices may discourage customers from buying, especially if cheaper alternatives are available. So competitors might introduce similar products at a lower prices, making skimming less effective. So overall, price skimming can be effective if Rachel new chocolate bar has strong brand appeal and unique qualities. But if the market is very price sensitive, a method like preferential pricing, low price to quickly attract customers might be more suitable. Next case study uh, we are just going to define working capital, and then we need to find out the profit margin. Okay. First of all, we need to define a working capital. So it's very simple. Working capital is the difference between current assets and current liabilities, showing the amount of money available for the day-to-day running for a business. And calculate the TJK's profit margin, show your working. So it's very easy. Profit margin is equal to revenue multiply, I guess, what's the thousand? Yeah, revenue multiply profit divided by 100. So the answer is 40%. And identify four benefits to a business for becoming a multinational company. First benefit is that there is access to new markets, increasing the potential customer and sales. Number two is that there will be lower production costs if operating in a country with cheaper labor or raw materials. Third one is that spreading the risk by operating in multiple countries too, so the business is less dependent on one market. Benefit four is that there is access to skilled labor and expertise from different parts of the world. Uh, D part is that explain the two ways TJK could contribute to sustainable development. First way is that they could use the eco-friendly materials. So TJK could source wax from renewable resources such as soy or beeswax instead of the petroleum-based paraffins. This reduces the environmental damage and lowers the carbon emissions and appeals to the environmentally conscious customers, helping the business meet its sustainability goals while maintaining its target market appeal. Second way is that he could reduce energy consumption in production. So TJK could invest in energy efficient machinery or use renewable energy sources like solar power in its factory. So this would lower the electricity cost in the long term, reduce the greenhouse gas emission, and improve the business image as an eco-friendly brand. Last question is, do you think batch production is the best method of production for a business to use? This is my your answer. So here the application is not needed, but if you will write it so, it will never cause negative marking. So batch production allows the businesses to produce the set quantity of products before switching to the another batch. So for TJK, this means that they can produce different candle designs or scents in batches, making it easier to respond customers' demand and offer variety. And it can also reduce waste compared to the mass production, as they can produce only the quantity needed. However, Batch production can lead to the downtime when switching between batches, which may reduce efficiency for every large order continues on or flow production might be cheaper and faster. So overall, batch production is a good method for TJK because it suits businesses offering product variety and targeting the niche market. So, but for the products with the consistently high demand and standardized design, other production methods might be more cost effective. Then we have the last case study. The last four question, it's about the SCP company. So let's see this. First question is that we need to identify the two services provided by the business in the tertiary sector. First one is transport service means buses and taxis, and number two is banking and financial services. Identify the two objectives a social enterprise might have. So one objective is that it provides the benefits to the community, for example, improving the literacy by making goods, books affordable. Number two is that it protects the environment, for example, reusing and recycling the old books. C is that outline the two benefits to SCP of having a part-time employee. So there will be greater flexibility. SCP can schedule staff for busy times only, reducing wage costs during the quiet periods. And this is especially useful when books, collections, or sales vary throughout the day. And the benefit too is access to a wider pool of workers. So part-time jobs may attract students, parents, and or retirees who bring valuable skills and experience but do not want full-time work, improving the quality of the services to the customers. Explain two reasons why training is important to SCP. So first one is that they want to improve the employee skills. Second one, they want to increase the employee motivation. That is why it's important. So training will help the SCP's part-time employees learn how to handle and organize the old books effectively, as well as improve the customer service skills. This means that fewer mistakes, higher efficiency, and better customer satisfaction, which is important for maintaining SCP's reputation as a social enterprise. Number two is providing the training shows employees they are valued, which can increase their job satisfaction and commitment. And motivated workers are more likely to work hard and stay with the business for longer and contribute to achieving SCP social and the environmental objectives. Last question is that do you think the introduction of a legal minimum wage will always have a negative effect on a business? Is your answer. So a legal minimum wage could increase labor costs for business like SCP, especially if they currently pay less than the new rate. So this could reduce profits or force them to increase prices, making it harder to stay competitive in the small business with limited budgets. It might even lead to cutting the staff hours. And however, a minimum wage can also have a positive effect. It can improve staff motivation, reduce staff turnover, and attract better quality employees, leading to a higher productivity. And employees with higher pay may also spend more, boosting demand for goods and services in the economy. So overall, introduction of minimum wage does not always have a negative effect. Its impact depends on factors such as the size of the increase, business financial situation, and how well it can improve productivity to offset the higher benefits. Okay, so it's done. Done with this paper 1, variant 2, Feb March 2025. Code is 0450 and 7115 for the O levels. So we done this paper.